Hi everyone, this is Ingi and I'm doing a soulmate reading today. Your soulmate in the 5D and messages from your soulmate, and only take what resonates. You might have to follow up doing a vision quest for yourself, and a vision quest is before you go to sleep you basically say to Creator World, which is Divine Essence, give me the vision quest that answers, and then specifically say what you want answers to. You might have to do it a few nights in a row before you get your answer. Always write everything down and program your mind to remember your dreams, and program yourself to have lucid dreams and ask to be put in the light, and you will ask the light questions and you will get answers. I do have a vision quest journal on my Patreon. I also have a dream journal and a planner there as well. That is for everyone who joins my Patreon. You can pause this video and choose 1, 2, or 3. I'm going to do a bit of a coffee reading. If you followed me, you know I love these. I'm going to ask for the higher self of the soulmate of this group, and it's a collective, but if we can get signs and symbols and maybe even a face, or a symbol of the higher self, or a face of the higher self of this group soulmate. So it'll be a little bit different for everyone, so only take what resonates. I'm doing a big sort of cup now because this is not a cup, this is a bowl, but it's just so that it's easy to get messages. And I'm going to go a little bit back and forth. You can see your past life self this way as well. Oh look, see a face. And this could be you, by the way. You see the profile there? That could be you for some. And oh, it looks like someone even has a gun there. So it could be that there was a weapon of some kind, but it could be metaphorical, that someone used a kind of like they had maybe a sharp tongue for some, or maybe it was a bit of a battle relationship back and forth, or maybe it represents both of you, that you were kind of, the more you fell in love, the more maybe the situation could have been a little bit dangerous. So I'm going to pull a card for that because it looks like someone with a gun. It could also be that some of you have been in a situation where you felt unsafe. And it doesn't mean that this is a message from the person who made you unsafe or made you feel unsafe. It could just be an acknowledgement of what you've been through. But it can also be that in this group there has been relationships that have been volatile. And so we're going to have a look at that. We get lovers here, so it could be an intense relationship, an intense relationship here, and chariot. So maybe there was a lack of self-love. But this relationship, with these two cards, are very, very symbolic for when we grow so much in our relationship, we become completely different. So it could be that this relationship taught you so much about yourself that you became more bounded. So that can be also the meaning with it looks like someone with a gun, like that you just became more bounded, basically, like that you were able to defend yourself, basically. It could mean that as well, and it could also mean that but it looks that might not be a weapon. It can also be just pointing the finger. There was a finger pointing, but ultimately this relationship, what the goal was, I feel, was to awaken you. And with the Lover's card, it's often a relationship that even activates our pineal gland. We just change completely, basically, because with the pineal gland activation we see a much larger picture, like we get a full overview of so many things in our life, spiritually especially. Okay, so what was the goal of this relationship? So 2 of Cups, so it was a true soulmate relationship, justice, but it was also a very karmic relationship. So there could have been even legal stuff going on. It could even have been that it's like dealing with karmic issues from past life and stuff like that as well. So what's the karmic stuff from past life? Show me. I have a past life deck I'm going to use. Again, we get the Lovers. So you've been together before. This could be a primary soulmate, and we get there has been like hard work. It was a relationship that took a lot of work to figure out on this plane of existence, and that's where they come. So in the 5D it's easy, but in the 3D it's hard. That's the sort of relationship they're talking about. Okay, so you know which one you have this type of relationship with. You just know your soulmates, but it's really difficult to make it work. And for some of you, you could be in separation as well. Can I have a look at the relationship in the past life there? It could be a relationship that really brought up a lot of anger. Maybe in both of you. Okay, show me. So with past life, you sometimes get past life in this life as well. High priest or priestess, so you're both extremely psychic. And that's what I mean, this relationship activated you spiritually. So you both became this high priestess person, transportation train. So this is one out of many lifetimes, so it's like a journey. So this was one step in eternity, one lifetime, one frame in an endless, it's an endless life. But the connection was for the activation of the pineal gland and to activate you into high priest and priestess. What else? And that could have been a follow-up from even a past life. And knighthood, so it had to also do with courage. Ships. And ships is like, again, it is like you've just taken out of your comfort zone into a new environment. And it's kind of like the chariot. Like you go to find yourself ultimately. So this relationship was actually there also to connect you to yourself. So this relationship can have manifested previously in past lives to connect you back to yourself, and it could be that you've had a past life in Atlantis, and you've also been monk or nun. So sometimes you've actually taken oaths, and you could be still dealing with some of those oaths. So what you can do if you don't want those oaths anymore, you can just say to Creator Wall, any oaths that you have taken that's no longer serving your life purpose, that you send it to Creator's light to be completed. And let's see if there's anything else. Can we see the soulmate in the cup, please? Okay, so I get it. This is just going to be for some, but I see a Z and a B. That's for some, very specific for some. And 28, that's for some, very specific for some. So there could have been a little bit of a mood thing as well here, because you can see someone very moody and very sort of a bit childish there, and then someone's trying to kind of make an amends there. It could mean also, again, you dealt with a lot of emotions. Maybe there was external stresses as well. But there was something going on someone was quite moody, and then we see someone breaking out there, breaking free there. That could be you walking away or walking to something new. It's almost like you're coming, and this has to do with the activation of the pineal gland again. Like you were in this sort of collective, and then with the activation we become extremely strong individuals, and here you can just see you kind of became this individual, and off you go. And your awareness completely shifted and changed. Okay, so I want to just pull a card for the soulmate, and you just take what resonates, because this is a collective reading. But I'm gonna pull a few cards, and you can see if this looks like someone that you have had a soulmate relationship with. Okay, Creator Wall, show us the soulmate in the cards. Okay, so you see jumping here, and it looks a little bit like when you kind of came out of darkness here. You're just kind of coming out of darkness. This is someone that made you basically take the blinders off. It helped you see clearly, okay? It could be someone who was a bit of a drifter and a traveler. You can see someone who makes home wherever he or she is. And for some it could be someone with a surfboard, or someone who kind of travels lightly with a suitcase. Someone who kind of hasn't got really a home as such. But it could also be your situation as well. But it could be someone who made you uproot your roots. That's for some. That's very specific for some. But I feel like this is someone that hasn't really, maybe didn't settle 100%. Like maybe it's someone who is a little bit restless. Now we're getting trains. So this is someone who maybe works in trains. Maybe they are a train driver, or maybe they work for train. Maybe they are, again, just travelers. They're just someone who travels a lot. And here we get, you kind of see the archetype here, the woman and the man. You're the nourishing, and then we see someone also who is maybe they're not completely set yet. So we get a sign for the soulmate. So if you're manifesting a love, for some of you, if this doesn't resonate at all, it could be that you're seeing a future soulmate. But for those of you who have been with a female soulmate, you know, you can see her here, male soulmate here, but here they're together. So it could be someone, for some of you, you're actually with your soulmate. And you're traveling together currently, so that can be the case as well. Okay, so here is where I saw the anger. Now we see it here, shouting. The anger that I saw in the beginning. And here's kind of the spoiled person who kind of doesn't understand, who just kind of like maybe it's a bit emotional. Because it's a whale, and whale can speak of our deep emotions. And then it's kind of freedom here, like I saw in the cup, just kind of moving forward, being freed. But it could be that this relationship was quite intense, and it activated you in a way that it made it possible for you to break free from all kinds of chains, basically. That's what it looks like to me. And here we get more signs here. Yeah, I can see someone with kind of arms out, maybe a bit defensive as well. And so I think you're dealing with someone who's quite defensive, and is a defensive type of person. Maybe they were a bit controlling as well, because I feel like I've seen like surveillance, look like surveillance. It's almost like maybe they're a little bit controlling. So they may be surveilling you a little bit, and you're not 100% comfortable with that. But let's see it from the perspective of more the higher self, because now we kind of see the 3D version. So let's see the higher self. We get that in the gods, goddesses, and guardians, because now we see basically more the higher self is more balanced, because then that has a good perspective of everything. Show me. So we do get spiritual transformation, which is what the whole purpose was about this relationship. And it helped you become wise. So this is a relationship that made you wise. It's a higher self of the person that you were in a relationship with that completely changed you as a person and made you wise. Made you extremely wise. Okay, you know who that is. And it could have been an intense emotional relationship with lots of emotional reactions. So it could have been that you block each other, unblock each other, ghost each other, unghost each other, fight, not fight. You know, it's like this is a relationship that has had its ups and downs. And it could also be, if you are in this harmonious sort of train situation here, as we see here, could be that this has been a past life ups and downs, and you're working it out in this lifetime. That's for some. But for others, this is a relationship that really shook you to your core. But you had to wisen up, because this happened to make you wise. And also to help you activate. This is more the high priestess, like activate you as this high priestess archetypes. You can heal physically and emotionally. So for those of you who are females, who are thinking of a male soulmate, this is what the male soulmate did. They actually shook you to your core, and it activated your pineal gland, and you had this spiritual transformation, and you became this wise healer, basically. Is there any, but for those of you who are asking about a female soulmate, it could be that you transformed this woman, and now she is this incredibly healed, strong healer. And maybe she triggered a lot of things in you. That could be the case, because healers often do trigger in others. They bring things up. What is a remedy? Expand your consciousness. Now, can we have a look at the male soulmate? I'm asking for the male soulmate to show himself here. He's not saying who he is, he's just saying that he has eternal love for you. Okay. It could be that this person is a bit embarrassed and ashamed. And we're getting a very balanced, actually, interestingly enough, soulmate who is like your... Soulmate I'm picking up on is someone who is your, like, counterpart completely. Like, you really... Your energy is extremely compatible. So, as you can see here, balance. Okay. I don't think this person sees himself or herself as separate from you. That's why it's like they almost live through you in some ways. So, okay. I want to have a look in the dices as well and channel a message for you guys. This person needs to find him or herself. Okay, can I get a message from what is going on with this soulmate? 8, nice. It's a restless, again, I see the restlessness here. There's a little bit of restless energy here. 2 and 6. 1. This person... can be very chatty. I do feel that. I'm getting chattiness here. But is cynical. Look at the arrow of cynicism. This person was maybe a little bit too cynical to you, and maybe you try to help this person not be cynical. So if you are in separation, the cynicism can gotten to you a little bit. So maybe you felt like this person is just a little bit dark, you know. But that darkness brought out the light in you. And I feel like you actually then became a free spirit as a result. That's what I feel like. But this person could have been both your friend and your enemy. Like, I do feel there was some battles between you guys. But again, it made you into this incredibly strong, powerful individual who no one can mess with. That's what they're saying. And I feel like there was actually a lot of compatibility and friendship there. And you had a lot of fun. I do feel like you had fun. But it left you almost like a saint. Like you had to be a saint to balance out all these things that happened in this relationship. And now you're dealing with being, you know, all these things that comes with having saint energy. So it could be that you then end up sacrificing too much on this plane of existence. And maybe you're afraid as well. Maybe this person actually shook up a lot of fear in you. Even though you are fearless, you know, you have this fearless energy. There is a, it's almost like this expectation that this person is gonna bring something back into your life that you don't want. So that could be for some. So you know how to protect yourself, but at the same time, you don't want any more battles. It could be that this person, some of you have moved on with someone else, and this person is jealous and very pissed off about that, and that could be the fear. So it's like it hardened you up, but you at the same time don't want to be in that situation, because you can't be like, for most of you, I feel like you're actually very soft, ultimately, like that's, but then you couldn't be. So now you're kind of getting back to more, maybe your more sensitive self, and you're afraid that that you'll get forced into this battle again. For a lot of people, this is someone in your past. That was maybe for some of you your first love. That's for some. For some of you, this was your first love that you really felt, wow, this is actually true love. But there was a bit, this person was moody, I feel, and sometimes didn't always respect your boundaries. This person could have problems with addictions. This person could have an addictive personality who needs substances all the time to keep going. And this person could be indulging a lot in things to kind of, they basically, this cynicism here, that could be, you see that in the arrow of the Inquirer, they don't always turn to spirituality, they turn to other things. So they turn a little bit they rely a little bit too much on their mind and their cynicism. And then what happens is, when that fails, and it always fails that way, then they start smoking, drinking, sometimes doing drugs and things like that. So this could be someone who overindulges a little bit. So you know who I'm talking about right now. You're worried that this person is going to come for you in the future and that you don't feel completely safe with this person, they're saying. But this, I feel like, is completely in your hand, because I feel like you're in control in this situation completely. Because I feel like you have the truth on your side, and when you speak the truth, this person hasn't got an argument, but it's almost like this person likes to debate and could also want to argue with you. This person actually opened the door that needed to be opened in your life. That door was, that actually, strangely enough, it was a door of abundance actually for you. So I want to, you know how that all came about, but I want to look in the dices for you, basically. Okay, so yeah, so we get double threes. Straight away we get that you are empowered now, but we get the arrow of the planets. That's what I mean, like this person taught you something very important about how to basically get what you want out of life. And I get triple three actually, and triple three can mean that sometimes you get that you see a danger when there isn't one. That's what sometimes happens with triple three, because they're meant to actually be so incredibly right-brained. No, I mean left-brained and also logical. So you're actually meant to be completely just like, I know how to solve this issue. You get the zeros, that's creator wall. And then it's like, I can do this. And then it's like, but then you see some problem that's not there. We saw that in Nine of Swords. So it's almost like, it's like the moon card. Your coat looks like a monster until you turn the light on. So they're just telling you that this person could have, because of the issues that this person had, with being a bit cynical and negative like that, they could have actually made you see monsters where there are none. But maybe for whatever situation you were being prepared for, you had to. You had to be like very kind of diligent and face it straight on. Because I also feel like there's a fearlessness about you now. You do get a lot of ones, and when you get a lot of ones, 4 ones, it can mean that sometimes it's hard to communicate. So it could be that you find it hard to communicate your thoughts and feelings. And maybe this person made you feel like your thoughts and feelings are not 100% valid. That could be like you're doubting your own thoughts and feelings. So how can you heal that? 9. So go into the right brain and be really creative. Now I'm actually getting the arrow of the intellect here. So you have the brain to put the right words. You get double 4, you get the arrow of the mind. So it's like mind over matter. You basically, and you get the arrow of emotional stability. So you get, okay, so now you get the arrow of planner, arrow of emotional stability. You get an arrow of the mind, arrow of the intellect. So you have so much going for you. You basically just need to find out how it all works together. That's what, and without self-sabotaging, basically. So, okay, can I get any more clarification for this? You're in a very advantaged position right now. Yes. I feel like you're working with the law of truth. I feel like you're working very strongly with the law of truth and with your skills to... Whatever you're planning, I feel like you're putting it all together in your mind, and it's all going to peak and it's all going to come together. The only thing you need to do is to do a little bit of healing about the past. And I feel like you have to also incorporate, I feel like it's childhood actually. Look at the wounds from your childhood and know that you're a star being, like you're connected to the stars. You are a crystal child. Crystal children are deeply intuitive. They're also called rainbow children and indigo children. So you are a very sensitive and spiritual being. embrace it. I feel like you're deeply connected to the stars. I feel like some of you have had, there's something you're doing with an ending that you're just coming to terms with. And it was, that coming to terms with that ending will bring you even more abundance. Because it's almost like that made you more stronger, more entrepreneurial, more braver, more courageous. So I don't know what last fear you're gonna, I think it's your higher self. Sometimes you're dealing with your higher self, because I feel like your higher self has very high expectations of you. And for some of you, there's so many people here who are such connected to star beings that I feel like some of you could be astral projecting, some of you could do some pretty funky stuff that you even surprise yourself that you're doing it. I want to pull a card for that. And it's your higher self. So your higher self is kind of pushing you and kicking your butt a little bit. It's actually your higher self that is having these amazingly high expectations of you, that maybe you're feeling the pressure of your higher self and you're just like, but it's actually your higher self doing it. So what am I getting from your higher self? Your higher self is literally pulling you. Six of Pentacles is a card that I see when we are better than what we would be on our own, because our spiritual team is literally pulling us up and then we're on the shoulder of giants. But it's almost like you're your own spirit guide in this pile. So this is probably why you're interested in anything to do with like readings about higher self, because your higher self is your guide. Okay, so that's interesting here. So your higher self, maybe there was a bit of intimidation there from the soulmate, that you have this power within you, that you have almost two of you. You have two of you because you have your, oh, look at that picture there with the sunglasses. That for some of you, your soulmate looks like that. Beard, sunglasses, and he has a hat on. He's a bit of a rebel, that's what he looks like. That maybe this person underestimated you, and then your higher self took charge as the situation got a little bit more challenging, and then you just started kicking ass, basically. That's what it looks like. But look at the soulmate there with the sunglasses. So for some of you, this will really resonate. So I'm going to take a picture of that and show you guys in case that didn't show up. Okay, let's cast the runes. Now we want a message from the higher self of the soulmate. Could have been a runner chaser situation. It could also be that this person is a bit of a flight person, you know, flight or fight. So this person could have just been like, if this person felt like you were outgrowing him or her, could have been very flighty. So I feel like this person is relying a lot on luck in life. This person has like this luck thing going. Okay, so unfortunately my camera stopped. So this is a message from your higher self, and as you can see, your higher self is really happy, but still controlling, like you are your own guide controlling here. So when there is something, they make you see it straight away. You know, when there's a fire, look, danger there. And then they're telling you what you need to do, and then they can relax. So it's like, this is your spiritual team, and you're part of your spiritual team, guiding you, okay? So I'm going to have a look in Beyond Lemuria now. And then I'm going to go into the extended, which you can buy on Etsy. Okay, so we know you're a star being, an indigo child. Can we get some clarifications here for this group? And we ask to get the soulmate's higher self to come through the cards to speak to this group. So root chakra, you are healing your root chakra, and they're also saying trust your innocence. So the root chakra, you're dealing basically with grounding, maybe also where there have been maybe even addictions in your life where you have had a bit of being imbalanced. Where maybe you've had cravings and things like that, and it's basically they're just saying to trust in your innocence and you will balance that chakra out. But it could be that this higher self of your soulmate is actually triggering this root chakra here, and they're saying they don't maybe know how not to do it. Maybe there's a lot of sexual desire, for example, and they're sending you sexual energy. And then, but their higher self is saying trust your innocence. So you need to kind of like balance that out. So we'll see your higher self. Can you get your higher self's perspective on this? Yeah, so this is what I saw in the runes as well. You will merge with the divine. And you're actually working with your solar plexus chakras, where you have had maybe a bit of shame. That's what you're transmuting. So soul, star chakra and solar plexus chakra. But while you're merging with the divine, that all the chakras get healed, because Creator Wall is basically will take care of all of it. You don't even need to worry about it at all. I feel like many of you are such strong healers. You're working with life force energy and an awakened awareness, and so ultimately that's what this relationship did. Now I want some spirit animal cards for this group. So I want to get one for the soulmate's higher self. Get the archetype. I get wolf and hare. Isn't that interesting? So again, this has a little bit to do with this person being very balanced between male and female, actually. This person is both male and female. This person could have some kind of talent using sound and singing. That's for some, only because behind this hair is Stonehenge, and Stonehenge is sound. It's actually, it's something to do with sound, frequency and healing. And we know that the wolf howls, but this person is an emotional person. Look, both moon. So you were dealing with an emotional person. That's what I said in the beginning. Okay, can I get 2 cards for you? It could also be that this person is howling to the moon at the moment, and is wanting some kind of communication between you guys. This person also, I feel like, could have played weak to make you want to do healing on this person. It's almost like playing weak so that to get attention, because I'm picking that up as well. So you being the healer, you could have given a lot, but this person might have made themselves less than just to get that healing and nurturing from you. Okay, what about you? So we get leopard. And we get panther. You have definitely transformed yourself into something incredibly powerful. And if this is a male soulmate you're asking about, is in pretty much very in intimidation right now. Because look, you don't mess with these two. You don't mess with leopard and panther. If this is a female soulmate, it could be that you are in this sort of very wise, archetypical energy of the high priest or high priestess, actually. Whatever is, our higher self don't really have gender, so this is not someone that can be fooled easily, but is always alert, because that's what I saw. I saw you being fearless, but at the same time alert, because your higher self will trigger a bit of fear in you when you have to be. So always alert. This camera of mine is very temperamental today, so I think I need to do some formatting on the card to make it not cut out so much, but I want to get a final message for you. Creative expression. Whoa. And let go. Your soul longs to express itself creatively. Walk away from this situation in order to resolve it. Okay, can we get a message from the soulmate that ties it all together? Options. Spiritual teacher. You heal with your classes, sessions and seminar. Options. Consider the career possibilities that are open to you. They're trying to actually help you with career. So this is what I mean with abundance. There was something that was taught that ended up being abundant for you. Support. Your life purpose involves your skills of oration. Oh, okay. It says speaker. I thought it said support. I felt the support. But yeah, you're supported to start speaking. And for many of you, you will actually teach. You will be spiritual teacher, you will be artist, some of you will work maybe with animals, and I also think someone even here with the law here, because you have the, scales there. Okay, so one final message. to pile 1 from the soulmates, higher self. Talk to your angels. But you could argue that this could also be talked to your soulmate's higher self in the 5D. Because you are together in the 5D and you are working things out in the 5D. And I feel like you can actually get so much peace. If you can get signs and you will get peace. Okay. Yeah, because your purpose is to bring divine healing, light and love to this world. So that was what the message was, is like whatever situation manifested in this relationship, and if you haven't met yet, or if you're, for some, but I think it's not so many in this pile, I think there might be another pile where the soulmate will be more in the 5D, but I feel like this is someone you will meet or have met or are in a relationship with. You will turn it all into light and love. You are an alchemist in that sense. So I feel like whatever lessons you're learning in this relationship, you are turning it into a loving situation. Like you are turning it into love, understanding and light. So you have this amazing ability to bring divine healing, light and love to this world. So yeah, look at here, temple. Wow, you are a temple. So you can turn anything, you can transmute any energy. But I feel like you will learn also to be very careful with your energy and who you're around as well. I feel like your boundaries have been completely reset. And anyone who wants to be in your energy will have to be in it in a certain way. So, because you figured out how to ignore kind of almost like energetically their manipulations. That's what it feels like. And that was part of, yes, you're kind of ignoring the manipulation. You're just kind of turning a blind eye to, when someone is trying to be manipulative, and it's almost like you refuse to give them attention for that. You're only allowing in the energy that you know in your heart is right. And here we have flirting here. And creator wall, which is this horse. The horse is always a symbol of creator wall in my symbolism. Will, for those of you who want to have a very stable relationship, will bring you a stable relationship. If that's what you truly want. And if your divine primary soulmate is not the stable person that you need, there will be another soulmate. If you only want your primary soulmate, then your soulmate will have to come in with the energy that is stable. So can I get a card for that? Actor, yeah. So it could be that your soulmate is still kind of putting on a bit of a facade still, for whatever reason. That's not for everyone though. For some it is so. But I feel like you can easily see through that facade. That's what they're saying. I feel like you have a guide that's helping both of you. Like you have a shared guide as well. That is helping you get to exactly where you need to be. So you can see kind of driving you both the way you need to be. So that's the message here for you, pile 1. Thank you so much for being on my channel. Bye! Okay guys, so I thought I'd start with the coffee cup reading. Because I'll ask your higher self, soulmate, so the soulmate's higher self, to materialize in the cup. So you might get a symbol or something in it that might trigger a memory or something like that. It might sometimes say materialize with a face, so you get to see a face. For some of you, your soulmate is your guide, it's your spirit guide. That's for some. So, okay. So I'm asking for the guides to create a wall. Can you please make this possible? That we see the higher self of the soulmate for pile 2. I can see her face. This person could... This is someone who thinks a lot. That's what I'm getting. So I can see her face, but he or she is kind of like thinking about something, and they're thinking about it very, very carefully, and they don't know if they should say something or not say something. So there's something that's been on their mind, and they don't know if they should say it or not. Can you get some kind of face to see? They will all look different, so we got a pretty full-on face in file 1, but only take what resonates. It could also be that it gives you a clue. It gives you a strong clue who it is. But for some of you, you will have to do the vision quest and ask to see your soulmate in a vision quest stream. So it's really, really easy. You just ask before you go to sleep and ask to remember it. And for a lot of you, you will see who it is. Okay, I feel like this soulmate is scared to talk to you. So I need a card for that. Why? Get a clarification, basically. I just want a clarification. This person could just be completely speechless around you. Attic, which means that, yeah, dancing and attic, okay. Alright. They want to dance. And they're speaking to you telepathically, because attic is, I see attic as thoughts. And it's almost like this person is so tuned in on you that can telepathically speak to you, and therefore doesn't say a lot because they telepathically speak to you. And they love to dance. They love telepathic communication. So, can I get something there? This person most likely communicates a lot through eyes. Eyes is massively important. The eye contact, the energy in the eye, the expression in the eye, that says it all. For some of you, this is specific for some. Something has happened between you that your soulmate feels bad about, feels ashamed and embarrassed about. And it's almost like they want to hide that part of themselves away. And they just want to talk heart to heart, not so much through words, just through intuition and knowing, basically, just knowing. They want to give you something, they want to give you a gift. There's a soulmate giving you a gift there. They want you to receive something that they want you to have. And what is that? Can you get clarification on it? It's a big heart above. They feel like they want to put a big heart. And did you see? Oh, light is flickering. That's always a sign. That was a big. They want to give you love. They want you to know that you're loved. They want you to know that you have love, that you are loved, that you are, anything to do with love. They just want you to understand that. So I don't know if something happened that you doubt that. Okay. Can you show me? I need some clarification on this. Nighttime. So this is a okay. He or she is giving you a dream. He or she is giving you dreams, and the dreams is for you to accept love, to accept this person's love. And here's the bridge. And so this person is building a bridge between you through your dreams. So your dreams will be extremely important. You might not be able to remember them. We'll partly be able to remember the dreams. This bridge, I feel like, is sort of under construction, so it could be that the dreams will be a lot easier. Look, it's like it will be a lot easier to for you to receive. But for some of you, this is the higher self of your soulmate is also your guide, or is guiding you and is helping you. Something that you bought in a shop or in an antique store or a thrift shop or something like that, or at a market, that was, you were guided by a telepathic message from your soulmate to get it. Okay, so you can think what that is, but it was something specific. And if you want to know what it is, you can ask if the higher self of your soulmate, and you will know. You will find out what that is. It was something very specific that you bought. And it could be that it came to you in a bit of an unusual way, how you ended up buying it. This heart that you see above the head here, above your head here, is kind of like the umbrella. Here, it's just your soulmate. It looks a little bit like controlling here because it's kind of like holding her. But really, I feel like your soulmate wants to shield you from rain and want to give you a smooth journey ahead that is a bit smoother than maybe what you have had. Okay, so let's see one more time if I can get a... I feel like your soulmate is teaching you about the occult for some of you as well. And you can see here it's like a magician type. So this is someone who understands the occult. They understands the occult well. So what sort of gifts? It's like a spiritual gift. There's a lot of energy behind your soulmate. So I wonder if your soulmate is also taking a few hits as well. And that could be energetically. So we get jewelry. So I feel like, again, when I see this ring, it reminds me of Erland the Smith, who is like a yogi who goes on the vision quest again and again and again, and he makes identical rings. So when his soul needs healing, or when he needs to reconnect to his soul and divine essence, the ring is kind of broken. That's how he knows. And then he goes into his subconscious on the vision quest, heals himself, his relationship to himself, his relationship to the divine, and then he comes out of it. But it's always a ring that's presented. So I feel like the gift is that your soulmate will help you understand yourself. That's the occult gift. So it's a occult gift of going very, very deep into it's almost like hypnosis, but it's a deep meditation. So I'm gonna ask from the gods and goddesses. The soulmate in part 1 was very reluctant showing himself for the male soulmate. So if you're asking about a male soulmate, we'll see here in part 2 if he wants to show himself. So we ask for the soulmate of part 2 to show him or herself in the cards in a way that part 2 can understand. Patience, and there's a wolf there, so you have to be patient. You have to be patient, and wolf can be a symbol of your soulmate. And here we get Höder, tell the truth. So Höder is actually a deity that speaks of winter. So we get patience, and then Höder is a personification of winter. So he's a bit misunderstood, but it basically means it's winter right now. So there are things that are going to be very quiet right now, but this is a time that you can use to work on yourself, heal yourself, go on the vision quest, learn about spirituality, meditate, and get in touch with your own soul. That you can really use this time now. Intuitive awakening, yes, to have an intuitive awakening. Some of you will learn to forgive something, and you will work on your heart chakra, and you will forgive. And Athena, now we're getting wolf and owl, wise decision. Some of you might work with the archetype of Odin and Frigg, Odin being the wolf, Frigg being the owl, so they're the sort of the male father and male mother. So you could work with the divine father and divine mother to heal both, and we get them on both sides. It's almost like you have connected to divine mother, divine father, or you're being encouraged to, and everything that happens here in between, you know, you have a lot of protection. So you will know the truth about your connection, but it will happen intuitively, telepathically, like I saw in the coffee cup. And there's something that you will forgive. There's something that you will forgive, that you will see the truth, and then you will forgive it. Okay, what was it? What is it? What is about forgiveness? You're very protected by divine father and divine mother, and here they are actually. These are your divine father and divine mother giving you the keys to see the truth. And here we get actors, so that it's almost like you have to see that it was all just a show. It was all a play, and to not take it personally what happened. It was something that happened that they don't want you to take it personally. They want you to see it's just a show, it's just a play, it's just you're just playing characters. And they want you to go a little bit higher or deeper, either way. Deeper and higher is the same, and whatever feels right for you. When you go higher, sometimes people get a little bit spacey, so they need to go deeper instead, and then they feel the connection. Okay, so can we get can we get a card for the divine soulmate that part 2 can understand? Harlequin. So someone that really stands out to you. Like you would just be like, wow, you can't take your eyes off this person. Just like, wow, this person is just like the most incredible person I've ever seen in my life. But ultimately, even though you are going to be absorbed in the, I feel like the appearance of this person, it is really the energy, because it's the energy that you recognize, and it's the energy that really, it's like those fireflies, you know, in that night that they turn the lights on and then you can see where all the fireflies are. It's almost like you are the two fireflies and you recognize each other's energy. That's what they're saying. And that energy, it's like you can't take your eyes off this person, because the energy is just, you just know this energy, you just know who this is. So it's going to be almost like all-consuming a little bit. So can we get a card for the all-consuming? We get a card for the all-consuming. Yes, we're getting a little bit of that devil energy with Page of Swords, which means it could be like an obsessive, like you almost feel obsessed with this. This person could make you feel a little bit obsessed with this person. Can we get a message from the soulmate? It could be that you become obsessed with each other a little bit. So now these two flew out. So it's like, you see the fire there. You see the fire in the phoenix. It's like this person is just like so incredible. And then we get King of Pentacles. So this is someone very powerful. Someone is a powerful person. So they just have something about them that makes them look and feel incredibly powerful. So that's interesting. I want to cast the dices as well. Let's see if we get some. I want to channel a message. I like channeling after I've done the dices. And the dices is basically numerology, but I read them in a grid. So I want to see what sort of life is a soulmate living. Are they even on this plane of existence? Let's see. Powerful warrior energy. This is like a warrior. So this is someone who has a lot of strength. 3 and 3. So we got Arrow of Planners. It's someone who is smart about things. This is not a fool. This is a smart person, emotionally stable person. This person is stable. That's what I mean with being powerful. This person is stable. This is not an unstable person. If it goes out in what looks a little bit like algae, and algae just remind me when someone is your guide. So it could be that this person is also your guide, a spirit guide. So maybe they're both, their higher self is the guide, but they're also on this plane of existence. But we're getting less dices on the practical plane and mostly on the emotional plane. So I will say for some of you, your soulmate for some of you is definitely your guide. That's definitely it. And this guide. This soulmate will guide you emotionally, and this is what I mean with like the dancing and the thoughts and the telepathy. It will be a stabilizing force in your life ultimately, but I feel like this person will trigger a lot of just a lot of passion in you. So I want to see you now. I want to just look at you now. Okay. We got 8, 1, and a 1. So we got double 8. Oh, we got triple 8. Restlessness. Yeah. What happens here is that there's a lot of restlessness. There's wisdom, but restlessness. So it could be that this person you just want this person so bad that it become just like incredibly restless energy, but it's a grounding energy because not everything ended up on the practical, and but you could feel like you lose your head a little bit in this connection, because look, it is actually no numbers there in the on the mental plane, which could mean that you have, if this is a person, I feel like you don't remember this person, so when you meet it's going to be just like wow, and then you don't remember all the past lives or in the life between life. It's just like your memory has been completely wiped, and then when you meet you're just like wow. So that's where the obsession comes from, because it feels like first love and you don't remember that it's been so many past lives. So can I get a card for that? Yeah, look, there she is with her new bird, and all these other birds are being buried. That's all the past lives. And you have like this new, that's been completely wiped, and then you have like this new life, and you can't remember all the past lives. That's been completely wiped. And you also get, yes, you get when you meet, you feel like, wow, this is just like here and now, and then it's like, it's just so much energy, and then you just forgotten about a lot of it, or actually all of it. I feel like your memory's been completely wiped about the past life with this person. And that could drive you a little bit crazy, because you're trying to kind of, this person is stable, and this person I feel can remember and connect and do remember the past lives, which makes me think that for some of you, you're on different planes of existence, and one have a much more, like one is actually in the 5D fully, and you're here in the 3D. So can I get a card for the past life? There were lessons and blessings. You've been together in many past lives. Trees, yeah. There's been an enlightening process, and sometimes when I see this, I see that one decide to come without the other, just because it will be too, like if you're here to have like a major leap forward in your spiritual evolution, being in a less intense relationship can be beneficial. So it could be that one is a guide, like for I don't know the percentage. Can we get a percentage of how many people here has their soulmate is their guide completely? Can we get a percentage on that? But I just feel like for some of you, yeah, the guide is your soulmate. Your soulmate is your guide, and that was done on purpose. It could be that this person, you've seen someone who looks exactly like your soulmate, or you had a dream and it was just so intense, and it's something was awakened, and it just made it so incredibly intense. So flying over, yeah, that's what I mean. Like you've astral projected and saw this soulmate, but it could be like between 60-40 maybe. Can we get a definite number? Is it 60-40 between guide and being here on this plane? 50. And I'm also getting 50 here, so it's like 50-50. So here you can see there's, for a lot of you, this is your guide basically. So it's about 50-50 here in this pile, that your divine soulmate is your guide fully, and it's not here on this plane of existence. That's for some of you, okay? But for others, this you will actually meet your soulmate. So what to expect then? I'm going to use even though now I'm looking at this life, I'm still going to use the past life deck, because it's really good at looking at lessons and what's happening. So what to expect when they meet. The arts. So it could be that this is a very creative person, and that could also be why there's a little bit of that obsession, because this person could be playing music to you, and that's what I mean with not speaking. It's like there's another language. It's like dancing, it's music, and telepathy. So it's almost like this person will play some music. Music is going to be important, and also I guess spirituality and religion. So it could be that, yeah, I did feel like your soulmate has spiritual gifts. So it could be that you will be initiated into some kind of spirituality as well. Learn more about spirituality. So it could be just like it seems to me like a relationship that where you will just feel a lot. There's a lot of feelings. So it can really connect you to your heart. Okay. Some might already be with their soulmate. For some of you, I got a chariot when I said that. So it could be that you're definitely on the path to meet your soulmate, and it's gonna happen very soon for a lot of you that have your soulmate on this plane of existence. And for some of you, if you're already with, so how many are with their soulmate already? Let's see. Some of you are actually, because I'm getting Queen of Wands, so this is where I'm getting the 50-50 again. It's like, for some of you, as you can see, she has a tree behind her, like she has this tree. Unfortunately, the camera shut off. But basically what I was saying is with this tree, it has to do with your life mission in this lifetime. So you're making a major leap forward in your soul evolution in this lifetime. So depending on what you pre-decided before birth, whether or not you were going to be incarnating with your primary soulmate or not. I want to show you this because I didn't know the camera had shut down basically, but you can see two people here, one face there, and they look like they're dancing. So this is a soulmate you can have a very strong connection to, whether you're on the same plane of existence together or not. Can I get a clarification? Can I get a clarification on that? Yeah, 6 of Wands. And also with 6 of Wands, the spiritual meaning is that you understand your peers. So that's part of your lesson, is to understand your peers. It could be that you've gone through quite a lot of hardship so that you can understand your peers, because that is part of it. So for many people here, you might have taken on quite a lot of challenges so that when people have these problems, you understand exactly what they're talking about. Queen of Wands reversed. So that can mean that you've been both in Queen of Wands reversed and upright. Like you've taken on both the negative and the positive side of Queen of Wands, which is spiritual teacher. So you kind of had to dig deep and learn the lessons. Maybe many people here are influenced by the number 7, because 7, and there is a 7 here in the chariot, it is to learn by experience. Okay, can we get a message from the soulmate? So we get another 7 of Swords. So that clarifies it, but it also adds a little bit to it that you're not gonna compromise your freedom in this lifetime for anything. So it could mean that you're going for ultimate freedom of expression in this lifetime. 8 of Pentacles reversed. So yeah, I feel like with 8 of Pentacles reversed, you really, maybe you don't want to look at the details, you want to look at the bigger picture, and you want to be more in the flow of things. I'm just going to ask in the Life Purpose deck, because this is a very unique pile. Okay. What is the purpose here? It is general, so only take what resonates, but I'm just interested, and I wanted this from the soulmate's perspective. What is your highest calling in this lifetime? I wouldn't be surprised if we get we get author, we get something to do with spirituality, because author, it could be that you have a book inside of you for a lot of people here, and support. And your soulmate is actually trying to encourage and support you to write. There's something that's going to be written here, and that is going to be very encouraging to people. And it could be that you need this time and space in this 3D to write this book. And maybe for some, 5 of Wands, yeah, you want drama free. So 5 of Wands can mean there's a lot of personality, there's a lot of aspects of your personality that has to come together for this book and this writing that you're doing to come out. And that could also mean that you are with the trees, like you need a lot of meditation. You need meditation to get the messages for the book. And 5 of Wands means you're also drawing on all of your life experiences. So these two cards fell out, Strength and Children. Everything you're experiencing in your life has made you strong and courageous. Your life purpose involved helping, teaching and healing children. And that can be children of all ages, because it could be that you're helping healing the inner child of people as well. And I feel like talk to your angels. So you can say talk to your soulmate, instead of worrying, ask for divine guidance. So maybe here in this pile, and this I feel strongly now, is that you try to be everything for everyone. And they're saying you don't have to. You don't have to. Find a way to get your message out to as many people as possible. And your spiritual team will help you with that. And for many of you, that will be a book of some kind. Okay, pile 2, I hope that resonated with you. And thank you so much for being on my channel. Bye. I'm going to start with a coffee cup reading. And we're going to see if we can get your soulmate to manifest in this bowl. And you might see a face, you might see a symbol that is relevant. Okay, so can we get the soulmate? The higher self, the 5D version of the soulmate of pile 3. So this is collectives, obviously. It will be symbols that will be relevant. Okay. Okay, so what I'm being shown here at that currently, I feel like your soulmate is currently exhausted. I see there. See, there's a face there, but it looks like someone exhausted. So, okay, let me get some clarification. I think there's something about their job that's exhausting. That they, here we see fishing. So it's like that constant energy going, you see the fish and then goes around, and maybe there is something that's very constant in this person's life that is like they have to be on the ball all the time, and it could be that that's the exhausting part, that there's no real rest. Maybe it's their mind as well that's constantly going, but it's almost like there's something that they have to kind of deal with, that it's a constant. So I'm gonna ask if there's any. It felt a bit like it is some duty or something. That's what it felt like. So can we get one more card for it? Clouds. You see, there's a man walking away, and there's clouds. So it's almost like there's some duty, but there's a worrying energy around it as well. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. Maybe this is someone who's worried about your connection. Maybe this is someone also who I feel is in a very competitive environment, because Queen of Wands is they're constantly kind of front and center. That's not for everybody. So maybe your soulmate is someone who's in a front and centered role that they're not comfortable with, and maybe also that if you do know who this person is, that this person is also worried about your connection. That can be the case as well. Maybe for some of you, your soulmate is actually a teacher, and they're in that teaching role, and maybe they're just a little bit sick of it, because it just looks like, because Queen of Wands often is a teacher. So maybe your soulmate just maybe loves it, but maybe it's also a little bit fed up with it as well. It just looked a little bit like a bit of a burnout energy. That's what it looked like to me. But only take what resonates. Here it looks like a union between you guys actually. And it looks like a very loving and happy union. 3 of Pentacles reversed, but there's something about this person's job that is not harmonizing at the moment. Maybe this person has to work a lot and isn't really loving that. Wants more freedom. And it looks like there's someone there on the side there. So someone's observing this relationship. For some of you, if you're in a connection and you're not with your soulmate, but you're in a connection, it looks like your soulmate is observing there. But you know, if you're not with your soulmate, you know that. If you're with a karmic, or like, but that's just only specifically for some. This looks like a rider actually, someone who's riding. So there is movement. Maybe this person is, for some, is a rider. It could be that someone is living in the fast lane for some. It looks like an airplane there, so maybe they're always on the go, always moving. Can I get a clarification on that? Gift. Yeah, this person is in some sort of role where they constantly have to give. Look, this is kind of like the fishes again. Look, with this energy coming out and everyone wants it. This person is in some sort of role where they have to deliver all the time. And it's like a non-stop ongoing thing. And it could be that it's kind of getting maybe a bit too much, maybe, you know, we'll see what shows up, but maybe there is a bit of, what's the energy levels like? Let's ask. What's the energy levels like? Ship. There is some sort of travel here. There is maybe a long distance connection for some. Maybe this person is traveling to sea because you get flirting there. Maybe they're thinking of a sea change or lifestyle change. Maybe they just want a complete lifestyle change. Maybe their immune system have taken a bit of a hit, because ship, sometimes I see ship as, you know, they're on the ocean, so it's like rough sea sometimes. And maybe because that was a ship that was at the dock, so maybe he's resting. Maybe this is someone, he or she needs rest. 7 of Swords reversed, yes. There could have been sneaky energy around them. And that they're just healing from that. And they need healing. They need a bit of rest. So we get High Priestess reversed, which means that they could have had an adversary in their life that is has taken a toll on them. That's what it looks like here. Okay. I want to look at some more clarification cards. Let me get some cards from the Soulmate higher selves. A message here for pile. For pile 3, we get fruit and sweets. Maybe they want to enjoy their lives more. That's what it looks like. Okay. Can I see the connection? Can you show me the connection? Flying over. So a lot of you are connecting in the 5D. So it could be that you dream about each other, you're in each other's energy, you daydream about each other. You know, you can slip into the 5D energy during the day as well, just by, you will get the writing and meditation. So it's like you can, with your thoughts and your mind, you can absolutely go there. So it's almost like you're connecting very strongly in the 5D energy. So I want to do the dices and just see the energy of your soulmate. And I'll see how your soulmate is operating, on what sort of energy, like is he more practical, or is he, you know, more in the intuitive level or mental. Okay. Show us, Creator. Okay, so this is someone who maybe doesn't like it when there's a lot of having to communicate all the time, but is maybe in a role that where they have to. So that's what I mean, like they're in a role where they maybe not, they might not be completely comfortable, but this is someone who has emotional stability. I just feel like they're in a role where they're more having to be more public than what they're comfortable with. That's, you see that with all the wands, because when you get 2 wands, it's good, but when you get 3 or 4 wands, it can be that this person, it can be that the person, yeah, the communication can sometimes be an issue. 8, so here we get up. But this is someone very wise, very stable. This is someone who plans things, who's very practical. But I think they don't necessarily like the role that they're in, where with the sort of level, type of communication. It's almost like the type of communication that they have to do right now. And what is that? 5 of Pentacles. So it could be that they're, yeah, it's sort of, they're not comfortable with the communication that they're in their day-to-day life, because 5 of Pentacles is when it's very sort of maybe they just don't enjoy the work conversation that they're having, because this I feel what was a work thing, that it's not bringing them the abundance that they want. There's a lot of curious minds, Page of Swords, around this person. but it's almost like what they're talking about, or that the subject is not necessarily the interest of. This is of the soulmate. It could be that this person has outgrown where they're at. Queen of Pentacles. So maybe they're in a comfortable role, but they kind of outgrown it a little bit. Six of Swords reversed. I feel like also with the communication, it could be that if they're using computers, or this person has some problem with their computer. See the flickering? I have to try and get it to work, but it turned off as I said computer. So it's something to do with paperwork, computer, technology, and it's just too much. And it could be that this workload, especially with computer, there's something not going well with the communication on the computer. That's what they're saying, okay. Now I want to have a look at you. Okay. Can I have a look at pile 3? Again, 9. So we have a lot of 4s. So what you're learning, I think that was a 7 actually, is to go above the practical. You're very practical, so your lesson, and similar here with all the wands, is to go above the practical and there's ideas coming from the 5D that you can grasp. But because you get so many 4s, it could be that you are a little bit overwhelmed with like dealing with the 3D life and wanting to know that you're safe and secure, basically. And here we get the Pentacles reverse. So 8 of Pentacles reverse. It's almost like, yeah, you kind of feel like maybe a little bit trapped here in this plane of existence, and you want to go and get the higher picture. We get exactly the same thing, confirmation, the higher level thinking. And then, but then maybe you feel like you get pulled into the sort of the practical plane all the time. So how can you shift that? So Queen of Wands, yeah, you might have to, with Queen of Wands, she is someone who is very good at anything to do with the metaphysics, but she's also very connected to nature. So maybe you have to go in nature and sit and meditate in nature. That could be it, because Queen of Wands, it gets activated in nature. Okay, so I'm gonna have a look at your past life connection. Can I get the past life connection to the soulmate here? Okay, male, female, so you switched it around a few times, who's male and who is female. Scribe and writer. Yeah, okay, so it could be that you were writing to each other in a past life, and you were writing letters to each other. And with the computer thing, maybe it is that now you're writing to each other on computer for some of you. But you used to write to each other in letters, and maybe you have memories of very romantic letters that you used to receive, and maybe you wrote them as well. I get strong primary soulmate vibe here. Lessons and blessings, and also phobias. So for some of you with the writing, and this could be the soulmate, that phobia with writing something that gets misunderstood could be from the past life, because it ended up here in scribe and writer. So maybe something your soulmate wrote got misunderstood, and it caused some lessons. And now your soulmate is worried to be misunderstood, and therefore is holding back some words, or not writing fully what they want, or because they're worried it will be misunderstood. And maybe you both have that, and maybe you feel like, yeah, because here I'm getting karmic relationships. It could be that you see that one is going off to war kind of thing, and maybe you were separated for whatever reason, and you were writing to each other, and maybe some letters didn't make it. See, now the light is happening again. Maybe some letters weren't making it, so maybe there was misunderstandings because of the letters. It's almost like you are dealing with some karma, and you're clearing up some karma that had to do with missing letters and missing letters and missing context and all of it. So And also I get galactic, so you're star beings as well. So maybe this world, the way it's going as well, it doesn't really resonate with you guys anymore. Maybe you are just wanting, maybe you're trying to kind of deal with this world, but at the same time, you both are longing for the stars, you're longing for the 5D, you wanted to more have just easier communication, basically. And I get clarification with the galactic. Because we got ships before, and ships, even though it's in the dream deck, it can also mean starship. So 4 of Swords. So maybe when you're sleeping, there is you could be astral projecting, you could be on board ships, it could be all kinds of things, but I feel like this connection here is very multidimensional. This is a multidimensional so I'm gonna do the Beyond Lemuria, because this is such a star. This is a star connection, and it's when you're sleeping and resting and meditating, you connecting. So do more of it. Even though I got all those numbers on the practical for you, the more you can do meditation and dream journaling and vision quest, the better it will be. Okay, can I get a card from the soulmate? So your soulmate is also a star being. Okay. Go trust your innocence. And sacral chakra, core of creation. So you're a powerful manifester, and maybe that's one of your lessons right now is to manifest. And maybe you have some fears around your manifestations. And we get the Hierophant reverse, which can mean that some of you are worried that your manifestations will ruin your security. And for those of you who are in a relationship and you're not with your primary soulmate, but you're stable and you want to keep it kind of like that, there could be that you have a fear of connecting or even meeting your divine soulmate because you're worried that it's going to ruin your stability. For some of you, it could be that you are married with your divine primary soulmate, but there has been issues in this connection due to karmic situations that kind of that got manifested, and it maybe got a little bit out of control. And you're worried that maybe you're afraid to manifest. That's for some of you. Temperance. So basically what your soulmate is saying is to bring yourself into harmony, that you can connect and have a very harmonious, loving relationship and be abundant and manifest. You don't have to be scared of your manifestations, as long as you know that it's like what you can do when you manifest is ask for it to happen in the highest and best way with grace and ease, in a way that gives you joy and happiness. So then you kind of cancel out all manifestations that will give you sorrows. Okay. We're going to see in the cards a message from the soulmate in the 5D. You get the higher self version of the soulmate. Who are you and what is your message? Okay, so who are you? Look here. For those of you who is asking about a female soulmate, you can see her here. But for those of you who are asking about male soulmate, there he is there. And here we get someone who's a little bit dissatisfied again, and it has to do with the work and abundance situation. So maybe you both are afraid to manifest. You might both have those fears, and maybe you are unblocking that a little bit in this lifetime. Or you are maybe more satisfied in other areas. So what is it that brings joy to both of you? Get that, because it's almost like you're kind of feeling that this plane of existence is not what will give you the most joy. So what I'm getting here is 7 of Cups, which is your daydreaming, your imagination. It's connecting. You see here, it's like you're connecting with each other. That's what gives you happiness. But a lot of this is actually a 5D connection, as you can see. So you're helping each other. But it could be an intergalactical connection. It could be that you are, this could be telepathical. And you are basically in the astral world communicating. So your soulmate can identify him that with what sort of life your soulmate has shed skin. You see that in Ten of Swords. They took a lot of hit and they had to completely renew themselves. So, okay, what sort of life do you live? So they're on the go. We get that in Chariot. And then we're getting Queen of Cups crossing. That can mean that this is someone who I think blames themselves a lot when things go wrong. They overthink things. They get justice here in the what to do kind of thing, what they're aiming for. And justice is when we try to do things and we're trying to make it perfect. It could be that if there's been something that kind of went wrong, that they're trying to correct it or make it right. Maybe they're trying to make amends, because we get 5 of Cups here in the distant past. It could be that if this is a past connection for some of you, your soulmate is trying to kind of make amends. And then we're getting Temperance. So they're finding balance. And here we're getting the High Priestess. So it's almost like they're trying to... Getting a lot of major arcana cards. They're basically working with flow as well. They're getting a lot of the same sort of lessons as what you have. That you are learning to go more with flow energy as well. But here we get your soulmate has taken some hits. But they had to develop their own personality and their own strength. And here I feel like this is you. And they see you as this sun. So you could be a very sunny person in this person's life, and maybe they're protecting you as well, that this person is your protector as well. We get 6 of Cups, so it could be that this is someone from your past, or when you meet it will awaken a past life memory. It could also mean that what you're going through currently is similar to what you've been through in a past life. And we get 5 of Swords. It could be that this is someone you've had that you basically need to make an amends with. It can mean that this person has gone through some defeat actually. We get double 5, so this person is trying to change, is trying to break free. We actually get triple 5. This person could feel very, very trapped easily, which means that they need a lot of freedom. Can I get a the world. They need to know that they have freedom. So the world means that their world is their oyster basically, and that they can move around and move about, and that's really important to them. I feel like they feel easily trapped in situations, and that could mean that they meet challenges wherever they go. So then we get 7 of Swords reversal. Maybe they have had, what they're learning is to be more considerate, because maybe they've been coming and going as they please, and then kind of being and acting a little bit recklessly. And then you see here in Justice, they're actually learning to be more considerate and being more fair actually. So this is someone who had to maybe learn the hard way. 4 of Swords. They need to learn to basically calm their mind, because their mind could have been racing and then running away with them basically. So they need to I feel like they're on the spiritual path, because we do get here Temperance, but it's almost like, and they also work with laws, but they also need to know that that they've hurt someone here. It could be you that they hurt. It could be that they hurt you. So can we get some clarification on that? Queen of Cups. Yeah, they're blaming themselves for something that happened, for sure. That's what they're doing. Okay, I'm gonna have to use some different text to pull out what actually happened here. What happened here? Yeah, freedom or death, and then we have Jean of Arcs, death at the stake. So premature death. It could be a very karmic thing that you had this relationship, and maybe this person walked away from the relationship prematurely, like it wasn't meant to maybe end, or maybe it was, but that was kind of the lesson. Because this person has some sort of problems with communication, but this can also be past life. There was some sort of like drama happening in a past life that it has spilled over now, so now this person is scared of, this person could be a bit scared of commitment. Nine of Swords, yeah, this person has fears and phobias about committing, being misunderstood, being the things that he or she says is taken out of context. This person might have a problems, big problems with commitment actually. Okay, I'm gonna ask for a final message in the Love Purpose deck. So because we got the star being and with the galactic and the shift and everything, it's almost like this person just finds it hard maybe to be in this 3D earthly routine. That can be the case. Okay, so what is the life purpose? So I'm going to get one for the soulmate, because it's almost like the soulmate is a little bit lost. So here we get writing again. So the writing is still part of it, and teaching. Yeah, so I did get that this person might be a teacher, or in a role where they constantly have to give and guide and things like that. What about you? Let's get I want to ask, what is your purpose? And this is, we're asking the 5D version of your soulmate. What is your purpose? What is your purpose? Music. For some of you, music is your purpose. It could be a shared purpose also with the soulmate. Artist. You're very artistic. And children. And children can also mean the inner healing, helping heal the inner child of people through what your message is. Your life purpose involves helping, teaching and healing children, including inner child. So it could be what you're creating is very healing for people's inner child. And that's part of your life purpose. Wheel of Fortune. So that I feel like there could be that something is coming to some kind of conclusion with this soulmate. That this soulmate is, because we did get the World card as well, like there is some sort of completion, because I always see Wheel of Fortune as almost as a reincarnation within the same life, basically. So we have a look here. I still get a very sort of riding, or it's a metaphor of basically just wanting to be on the run. This is someone who's always wants to be going somewhere. This is someone who likes life in the fast lane, even though it is exhausting. Because I did get in the beginning I got that exhausting energy, like this person has almost burnt out, but is still just wanting to be on the go. And here we go again. We can kind of see see eye, mouth. Constantly on the go, communicating, teaching maybe, but needs to kind of slow down and ground and but it's almost like this soulmate is almost scared of doing that. Like they have to kind of be, maybe they're always busy being around people and they just don't know any other way of really being on this plane of existence, on this planet basically. I feel like this has to do with this person's priorities. This person needs to honor his or her priorities. Yeah, see, we get the same message here. For some of you, you are married to this person, but it could also be that one of you are in a marriage. Get the Hierophant reversed, so it's like you have maybe a karmic situation. That could be for some, and that's something, again, a lot of this is pre-planned. So it could be that, but for some of you, you are married and maybe you are working things out in this marriage about how to align your energies, basically. Yeah, so we get judgments. It could be that you basically healing codependency maybe in the relationship, and also with the judgment, it's often then a relationship that's saved in the last minute, and it could be that this has already happened and you kind of just, this is just basically talking about things that has already happened, basically, and you're basically learning from those lessons. So that can be the case. Okay, is there one final message from the soulmate? 5D, the world. Yeah, so it's coming to a completion. And it could be that you guys will be in some kind of situation where you will be able to travel a lot and live in different places in the world, and maybe you're even from different places, maybe from different parts of the world as well. That can be the case for some as well. Okay guys, I love you so much and thank you so much for being on my channel. Bye!